Hello everyone and welcome back to Secrets Behind the Stars. I hope you're having a brilliant day and that you're ready, because what we're about to unpack genuinely took our breath away. We titled this one a real bombshell for a reason. Today's spotlight is on Baktaş and Yağmur Yüksel, two faces follow, and endlessly debate if you keep even one eye on Turkish series or the wider entertainment scene. Buckle up, because the whispers that have been floating around for months have suddenly turned into something louder, brighter, and undeniably more serious. If you're devoted to their work or simply love staying current on everything happening behind the bright lights, you're in the right place. And before we jump into the eye-opening details, a quick reminder. If you haven't joined our family here at Secrets Behind the Stars, now's the perfect moment to subscribe and tap the notification bell so you never miss our deep dives, breakdowns, and all the exclusives we love serving up. Ready? Let's begin. Today's shocker orbits around none other than Baktaş and Yağmur Yüksel. For those less familiar with their journey, both are fixtures on Turkish television, names that draw attention the second they appear on a cast list or a red carpet. They have won hearts with their performances, charisma, and the effortless way they command the screen. They're followed, photographed, analyzed, and adored, sometimes all at once. Their careers have produced headlines time and again, whether it's their roles lighting up primetime slots, their carefully curated appearances, or, of course, the delicate realm of their private lives. And today it's their private lives that have climbed to center stage. They've taken a step. One that very few expected to see confirmed so clearly. We say this not lightly, because we've kept a close eye on their story, comparing notes, tracking timelines, and weighing what's real against what's wishful thinking. Rumors will always swirl around public figures, but this time the tone has shifted. What's emerging now has heft. It's not another fleeting rumor, not just a cute interaction on camera or a conveniently shared playlist. This is bigger, and it has already split the internet between tearful joy and stunned silence. Let's roll back to where it started. People have speculated about Barış and Yağmur for ages. They've been spotted at the same events, appearing deeply at ease around each other, exchanging those unguarded looks that fans freeze frame and zoom in on. They've occupied the same rooms, supported the same causes, and drawn the same crowds. Still, concrete confirmation never arrived. Nothing official. Nothing definitive enough to stop the guessing game. Until now. The development that's turned the fandom upside down centers on an announcement, or maybe a gesture, or maybe a statement made in all the ways people make statements when they want to keep them precious and partly private. Call it what you want, because whatever the shape, the meaning feels unmistakable. They've made a serious decision together. Strong whispers point to an engagement. Others are certain there's a ring, that there's a promise, that there are very real plans for a future that's not hypothetical anymore. Some insist what's imminent is a wedding timeline, others say it's a home already in the works, a move that makes everything official without a single press release. How did all of this break loose? The story traveling through certain circles is that someone close, very close, let a few pieces slip, and the pieces were too big to make sense as mere coincidence. Maybe it was deliberate. Maybe it was a carefully timed soft reveal, one that lured the public into piecing it together without a rehearsed statement. Or perhaps it was the opposite, just a real-life moment, intimate and indescribably honest, that happened in a place where phones were present and loyalty was complicated by excitement. Whatever the origin, the impact has been immediate. Social platforms are a storm of reactions, rapid-fire threads, and breathless edits spun into a fevered dream of possibility. We've been comparing notes, checking reputable sources, and discarding the sensational to concentrate on what aligns. And the story that steadily emerges is this: Baktaş and Yağmur Yüksel are on the cusp of a defining moment. Maybe it's an engagement. Maybe it's a ceremony we'll only hear about after it's done, in a blur of family smiles and private toasts. Maybe it's a joint home, complete with the sort of care and planning that never required public validation. But before we even decide which it is, the consistent thread is simple: their relationship is at a level of commitment that no one's pretending to hide anymore. If you've scrolled through your feeds in the last day, you've seen it. Congratulatory messages stacking up from every corner of the fandom. Fans who followed each step say they sensed this coming. Others admit they're stunned, confessing they always thought work would keep them on separate tracks. Some comments are all heart, like, "I'm in tears, this is the love story we deserve." Others are sweetly cautious, like, "I didn't think it would be now, but I'm rooting for them." It's a portrait of devotion, and also a mirror showing just how intimately people track the paths of those they admire. There's joy. There's surprise. And yes, there's the familiar chorus wondering how this changes things. Let's pause on an important note. As of this recording, we haven't seen a formal declaration from either Barış or Yağmur on their personal pages. No official press release, no impromptu live, no carefully worded statement. But the uniformity of the reports, aligned in timing, substance, and tone, doesn't feel like what we get from the usual rumor cycle. The way the details echo from one reliable outlet to another suggests this isn't smoke without fire. It's more like a small bonfire seen from several hills, each angle revealing heat, not just light. What could this mean for their careers? That's a question even casual followers are asking. For many artists, a solid, grounded personal life can be a source of energy, calm, and focus, fuel for better work rather than a detour from it. Others choose to step away briefly, letting life breathe while schedules reset. With Barış and Yağmur, we're looking at two professionals with proven versatility and resilience, people who've already navigated the intense demands of filming while balancing everything else that comes with fame. They have fans who celebrate their success whether it's on set or off-grid, and that support isn't going anywhere. So what scenarios are we looking at? In the short term, we might see fewer public appearances while they shape this new chapter in peace, or we might see a carefully curated presence, fewer spontaneous outings, more meaningful ones. A formal engagement announcement is on the table. It could arrive subtly, tucked between project updates, or as a single, luminous post that says everything with a photo and a few words. A home together seems plausible too, the kind of step that makes the rest of the decisions easier. There's even chatter about projects arranged to align with personal priorities, schedules built not around what's available but around what matters. We spent hours combing through reactions. The vibe oscillates between pure euphoria and thoughtful curiosity. People write things like, "We've waited for this, it feels earned." Others say, "Didn't expect it at all, but it's beautiful." There's a shared respect for how quietly they've handled their story. That discretion has been their secret signature, rare, precious, and probably the reason this moment feels genuine rather than manufactured. And that's worth underscoring. How did they sustain privacy in a world that eats every breadcrumb? Close circles. Careful choices. Trust that wasn't traded for applause. People close to them talk about a calm confidence, about two individuals building something under the radar, never apologizing for keeping the door shut. When it finally swung open, it did so because they decided, not because the outside world demanded it. That's why the reaction carries so much emotion. Their reveal feels less like a headline and more like a milestone. Beyond the particulars, ring or no ring, date or no date, the larger truth is that their relationship has evolved with intention. They've traveled from admired talents working side by side with the industry's attention fixed on them, to partners who appear ready to entwine the professional with the personal. That transition is huge for anyone, and when you live it in public, it can be seismic. The strength and clarity they've shown so far hint at a foundation that can hold under the spotlight. To wrap this moment in a bow, here's the heartbeat of today's story. Barış Baktaş and Yağmur Yüksel have genuinely stunned the public with a development that points toward a formal commitment. Engagement rumors are gaining coherence. Cohabitation talk feels less like fantasy and more like planning, and the collective hum of reliable reporting says we're not imagining it. This is a turning point, plain and simple. The industry is buzzing, the fandom is electric, and even skeptics are watching closely to see what comes next. What should you expect in the near future? Possibly an understated confirmation. Maybe glimpses, a ring caught in a candid frame, a caption that speaks softly but clearly, a shared moment at an event where everything becomes obvious without a single word. Or a complete surprise, a sudden reveal that arrives all at once, planned to perfection and delivered with grace. As always, we'll keep you updated the moment there's something official. For now, the picture painted by so many consistent voices is hard to dismiss. And whether you first fell for them in a breakout role or during a heartfelt interview, today is about the story that moves beyond roles and scripts. It's about two people deciding who they are to each other, and letting the world see just enough to understand that this chapter matters. So tell us, did you see this coming? Were you among those decoding the clues, or did this land like thunder on a quiet day? Do you believe this is the right step for them, at the right time, in the right way? We can't wait to read your thoughts below and see how you're feeling about the possibility of an engagement, a wedding on the horizon, or a home that already carries both their names. Share your hopes, your theories, and the details you think we missed. If you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like the video. Your support keeps Secrets Behind the Stars thriving. Share this with friends who follow Barış and Yağmur, and with anyone who lives for those crossover moments when personal life and public career intertwine. And if you haven't yet, subscribe and turn on notifications so you're always the first to know when there's a new chapter in their story. Thank you for being here, for your excitement and your care, and for trusting us to bring you the stories that make this world of stars feel a little more human. Until next time, take care and stay tuned for the next update.